My friend Derek had a dream, a beautiful, specific, oddly mathematical dream. He was going to retire at exactly 60 years old. Not 61, not 62, not whenever I feel like it. 60. And he had 17 years to make it happen. The weird part? When I asked him why 60, he just stared at me. Like I'd asked him why water is wet, because that's when you retire, he said. Sir, you've literally planned your entire financial future around a number you can't explain. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I went down a rabbit hole to figure out why retirement has such a specific age, and what I found was absolutely bonkers. Derek wasn't weird about this. That's the crazy part. Millions of people have this same exact target. It's like society agreed on a secret handshake and never explained it to the new people. You know someone with a 60 retirement fantasy. Maybe it's your uncle. Maybe it's your dad. Maybe it's your dad's friend who never shuts up about it at barbecues. 3 more years, like freedom has an expiration date. And honestly, that's oddly specific. Why not 55? Why not 70? Why did humanity collectively agree that 60 is the magic number where you get to stop pretending you care about quarterly reports? So Derek's sitting there, right? Calculating everything. How much he needs, when he can pull it out, whether he'll be young enough to actually enjoy it, which, fair point, Derek, you're getting real concerned about that. And one day it hits him. He has no idea why 60. He just knows it's the answer. This is like if everyone decided the answer to life, the universe, and everything was 42, but nobody knew why. Which, okay, bad example, but you get it. So let's time travel to Germany, 1889. A guy named Otto von Bismarck is running the show, and he's basically the original businessman politician. Strategic, ruthless. The type of guy who probably started wars just to crush the competition. Well, conceptually. And Bismarck does something wild for the time. He invents the world's first government pension system. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets hilarious. Bismarck didn't invent it because he was nice. He did it because workers were getting really mad, like dangerously mad. There were riots, strikes, people realizing, hey, maybe dying in a factory at 45 is not the vibe. Bismarck's looking at this thinking, I could crush these revolutionaries, or I could make them think I actually care about them by giving them money when they're too old to work. Genius, right? Absolutely diabolical. So he sets up pensions. But, and this is crucial, he sets the age at 70. 70. Why 70? Because the average life expectancy in Germany in 1889 was, drumroll, about 45 years old. Yeah, Bismarck essentially created a pension system where the average person would die before collecting a single pension check. It's like offering your employees retirement benefits that they statistically wouldn't live long enough to use. Brutal. Efficient, absolutely cold. This guy looked at poverty and said, what if we promise them a solution they'll die before reaching? That's not philanthropy. That's a loophole with government funding. Now jump forward to 1935, America. The Great Depression has destroyed everything. People are starving, the government is panicking, and President Franklin D. Roosevelt does something similar, Social Security. But here's where it gets interesting. FDR's team looks at Bismarck's system and thinks, okay, life expectancy has gone up a bit, let's set it at 65. Why 65? Because, honestly, the research is fuzzy. Some people say it was just the number they picked. Some people say it was because 65 was old enough that fewer people would actually claim it. Some say it was because Bismarck used 70, so 65 felt like a compromise. It might literally be a number someone wrote down in a room, and now 100 years later, your entire financial future revolves around it. So I call Derek and tell him all this. His reaction? Wait, so I'm retiring at 60 because, what? A German guy died? That doesn't make sense. And he's right. It doesn't make sense. Because here's the thing nobody talks about. The retirement age is essentially a fossil. It's a number when Average life expectancy was 47. People died doing manual labor, pensions were intentionally designed to be nearly impossible to collect, retirement wasn't a thing. You literally worked until you died or got too sick, and somehow, 130 years later, you're sitting in an air-conditioned office doing spreadsheets, counting down the days until you hit a magical number that has zero relevance to modern life. But shouldn't they update it? Derek asks. And now we're getting into the really interesting part, because the answer is, lol, no. See, governments have a tiny problem. There are more old people now than there used to be. People who were supposed to die at 65? They're living to 80, 90, sometimes longer. Meanwhile, fewer young people are having kids. So the math that made pensions work in 1935, where 20 workers supported one retiree, has flipped. Now it's like 3 workers supporting one retiree, and it keeps getting worse. So if the government said, retirement is now at 72, every person in the country would riot. They'd absolutely lose their minds because that number is sacred. It's in your head. You've built your entire financial life around it. The government is stuck. They can't change the number because it's politically nuclear, so they just leave it. It's like your entire retirement system is based on outdated software that nobody knows how to update, so everyone's just pretending it still works perfectly and hoping it doesn't crash. Here's what's wild about this story. Derek's plan to retire at 60 might actually work. Probably will, honestly. He's doing the math right. He's saving properly. But the number itself? That's not based on anything real about him, his life, his health, or his actual needs. It's based on Bismarck trying to prevent worker riots and FDR picking a number that sounded reasonable in 1935. And the reason I'm telling you this isn't to make fun of Derek. It's because this is how most financial advice works. There's this whole industry built around retirement. Financial advisors, investment companies, pension funds, they all use 65 as the baseline because the system uses 65. But nobody's asking, is 65 actually right for you? Maybe you want to work until 70 because you love your job. Maybe you can retire at 50 because you started saving at 22. Maybe you want to work until you're 80 because sitting around terrifies you. The point is, there's no magic number. But Derek hit his 60 target, and you know what he told me? I'm terrified. What if I live until I'm 100? What if I get bored? What if the market crashes? The man spent 17 years building toward a moment he's now absolutely panicking about, because he never asked himself why 60. He just hit the target and realized hitting the target isn't the same as actually having a plan. The real financial lesson isn't retire at 60, it's understand why you're making the financial decisions you're making. Don't just follow the numbers because they're traditional. Question them. Figure out what actually works for your life, not what worked for Bismarck, not what's in the system, not what your parents did. Anyway, Derek's doing fine at 60, by the way. Turns out he's actually okay with retirement. Who knew? But the bigger story is this. Half the financial decisions you think are set in stone, they're not. They're just old. Really, really old. And sometimes they were designed by people who were literally trying to avoid paying your pension at all. So before you commit to any financial goal, ask yourself, am I doing this because it actually works for me? Or am I doing this because a Prussian monarch didn't think I'd live long enough to collect it? If you want to dive deeper into the weird history of money, hit that subscribe button. And if you have a financial mystery you want explained like it's a story your weird friend is telling you at 2 a.m., let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.